Hi everybody, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. Thanks for joining us once again on our Thursday night healing circle. Hi Haresh, thanks for joining. And Mr. or Mrs. Facebook user, Insight Teacher. Hi darling, who's that? That's my beloved. That's the light in my life. Hi Tanya. One more and we're going to start. Hi Caroline. Oh, Facebook, Karen. Facebook, Sally. Well, yeah. So thanks for joining everybody and your hello Tony comments. At least I know that I'm not talking to myself, which is pretty good. And so I hope we're all sitting comfortably, or relatively comfortable. We should be by now. You know the drill, the routine. Anyway, if there aren't any new people out there, thank you for joining. Let's go. Hi Mandy. Hi Handy. Orla. And Nisha and Ayla. And Adam here. Sharon Sniff. Oh, we've got a full house tonight. That's pretty excellent. Anyway, yeah. Once again, thank you all for joining. And let's get yourself seated, comfortable, with your feet, both feet flat on the floor, and your hands in your lap. You don't really want feet on the floor and your arms crossed. That doesn't work. It sort of slows the energy flow down a bit, restricts it. So, okay, so now we're all sitting like nice people, ready to get going. We'll get going. So, let's start off as usual by taking a nice deep breath. And as we breathe in, we become aware of the beautiful healing energy of that breath, the energy that it contains. It works its way down to the pit of our stomach, and it comes to rest there, beginning to spread its healing light from basically our center outwards. As we breathe out, we release all the tensions and worries and niggling thoughts. Did I turn the phone on? Is the door shut? Silly things like that can bug us. Just let all those things go. We don't need that. And then as we breathe in again, we continue to breathe in the healing energy that is there, the universal energy that's there for all of us. We take it in, and it gathers with the previous breath and the energy that was left behind. And as we exhale, we're aware of the last few little niggly thoughts leaving us. And we breathe in even more of that healing energy that comes to rest in our stomach. And we continue to breathe in a pattern and in a rhythm that suits us. And as we do this, we begin to assist our body in retaining a sense of balance, or maybe even returning to a sense of balance. And as we feel the inside of us coming into balance, we notice that the blue healing energy is spreading outwards within us. With each breath we take, that light gets bigger and stronger. And as it gets bigger, it works its way through our whole body. It goes from our stomach upwards through our torso to our chest, and it goes down through our hips, pelvis, back down to the knees, and at the knees and at the heart we notice that the light is a bit more intense around those two places within our body. This is usually a home for the stress and the worries to take place, to take root. And we feel the healing energy removing those little hiccups, those knots, the tensions, as they begin to return to balance. And as we continue to breathe in the healing light, it goes down from our knees, heads down through our calves, down to our ankles, and down through our feet, and as it reaches our feet, it goes through to our toes, and very gradually some of that healing light goes through the soles of our feet into the ground below us. And at the same time it moves up from our heart, moves up through our shoulders and our throat. And as it spends time around our throat, it also feels like gentle hands massaging our shoulders. Again, removing some of the knots and the tensions in our shoulders, helping our shoulders to return to this natural state of balance. And the light continues to proceed up through our neck and our throat, and it comes up over the back of our head as well. Until it joins at the top. And with each breath that we take, we continue to breathe in that healing energy. And we just allow it to continue to grow in the pit of our stomach. And all through this evening, every time we breathe in more of the universal, the healing energy. We breathe it in for ourselves initially, and then we invite our loved ones, our family and friends, loved ones, if they would like to share in this healing light, the healing energy. Perhaps, if you wish, you could see it as a blue mist swirling around within us. And as we send that invite out, we welcome those souls that accept the invitation. We are pleased that they have accepted and are experiencing this healing energy that we all have. Just take a moment to be aware of perhaps a picture in your mind of yourself with the blue light within, and your family and friends also sharing that light. Let me go a bit further now. We offer that invite to join us, to people who may be acquaintances, maybe we just pass in the street, people at work, people who are more acquaintances than any other level, I guess, is a good way to put it. And we invite those folk to join us. We welcome those who accept. We welcome those into the blue healing mist. And we just take a moment to see ourselves and the two groups we've invited, as we are all within that healing energy. And just briefly, at this point in time, we call to mind people we know, loved ones, family, friends, it doesn't matter, people we know who we feel could benefit from this healing energy at this point in time. And we ask that the blue light is there for those folk also, those who choose to accept it. We do not force blue energy onto people that do not want it. Our job is to offer and spread it round to those willing to accept. And now we begin to visualize that blue healing mist being radiated out by ourselves on a journey where it will eventually cover the surface of our whole planet. And as we see it leaving, beginning its journey, we see it as a blue blanket gradually being put around our planet. And it will also help the planet return to its state of balance as it is meant to. After all, our planet has its own journey to take. And we offer the energy to our planet to continue its journey in a fashion and in a timely way that it should be, that it is meant to be. And now we see the blue mist completely surrounding our planet, like our planet is wrapped up in this big, huge, big blue blanket, transferring the healing energy into our planet, wherever it is needed, especially where there are scars on the planet's surface created by man. And we ask that the blue light is particularly intense in those areas, especially where other life forms and people have been injured or are suffering from the result of mankind damage to the surface of our planet. And we think also of areas of the planet where natural disasters have occurred. And we send the healing light, especially to those folk caught up in the disaster. Whatever the nature is, whether it's flood, fire, earthquake, whatever you wish to think of, we include those people within the invitation. Moving on, we think of our pets and the domestic animals. We ask the blue healing lights around those creatures. And we think of all the other animals on the surface of our planet and those that live below the surface. That the universal energy goes down and reaches those creatures, those beings. We think of the birds in the sky, the birds who are unable to fly and live their life on the planet. That they be touched also. And finally, we think of our oceans, the waters on our planet. Predominantly our oceans, where the fish and the marine life is struggling and suffering from all the pollution that mankind is dumping into the waters. And the plastic is breaking down to the extent where the fish are eating it without knowing. It's so small. And then some of us eat those fish. And we ask that the waters are helped to return to its natural state, again to a state of balance, where all life streams live equally below the surface or on the surface. So if you just have that picture in your mind for a minute or two. See ourselves radiating the blue energy that comes into us and leaves us as we radiate it out around our planet to anyone and anything that will benefit from it, if they so choose. And so as we continue radiate that energy outwards. We even feel ourselves growing stronger, more powerful, and more loving, unconditioned. And so, as we continue to radiate the healing energy around our planet, as we look at the surface of our planet, the surface of that beautiful blue blanket, shining through the blanket, we notice several pinpoints of really bright light. And as we see these pinpoints of light, each light represents a group just like this one, which is set to offer healing to every life stream upon our planet. And we see all of those pinpoints of light, like beams of light from a torch. We see them all linked together. And that one beam of light goes through the blue blanket, bringing an even greater intensity, even more energy, as we're combined as one. It brings a huge amount of energy to our planet and everything and everyone on it and in it and above it. So with these last few remaining minutes, let's just take the time to commit the vision of our planet and the energy around it, to commit that to our memory. The nature is always there for us, and that the blue healing energy within us remains there. And all we have to do is just to consciously think, breathing in the blue energy, and it will be there for you to use on yourself or anyone else that has your permission. The transfer of energy does not stop when our group finishes for the evening. It is always there for everybody who wishes to use it for the right purpose. So I'd like you now gradually to start the return journey back to the chair. And gradually allow your awareness to return to your physical being. And as it does, just begin to wriggle your toes and your fingers. And then perhaps just gently rub your feet on the floor. And then have a bit of a stretch, sitting down. And if you feel your awareness has fully returned, then just carefully stand up. And then have a good shake to help the energy return and to help yourself to be grounded. And as usual, those of you that take a little bit longer to return, that's okay. Remain seated in your chair until you feel good, till you feel good enough and grounded enough to stand. And as the others, just have a bit of a shake and take your time before you leave this room and carry on with your day. And finally, once again, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for joining us tonight. And as I look down the comments here, it looks like one or two of you have had some perhaps sound troubles with your link. I don't have an answer for you, only that there's only 2 people, I think, out of everyone that's had a problem. So maybe it's maybe you need to look at your system and have a look. Apart from the fact that we know that Facebook isn't performing as it used to. So anyway, thank you all guys for being with us tonight. I just need to firstly to thank Haresh for last week. That was great, thank you. And what I had hoped to do this week as a surprise, obviously hasn't happened due to pressing circumstances. So hopefully I'm going to try and get there in 2 weeks' time. So anyway, okay, thank you all so much for your comments. Thank you for being there. And next week we'll have Bronwyn sitting in the hot seat. So I hope you will turn up and go with her and support her. Okay, so do take care out there. As a comedian I used to be aware of, used to say, may your God go with you. So I leave you with that, and until the next time, have fun and enjoy. Thank you.